and come up with some things that I think are great substitutes for cheese and crackers, so I wanted to share those with you. The cheese that I'm going to make is out of cashews, and it's true what Andy was saying about cashews. You can't get them completely raw, so if you have an issue with that, then so be it. But I love using cashews because they are so creamy. They make great whipping creams and sauces, and this is a fermented cheese that I'm going to make, and you could make it fermented or you could make it not, depending on if you have time and if you have the probiotics. Some soaked cashews. Now with cashews, you don't necessarily have to soak them like what they were talking about earlier with almonds and sunflower seeds and things like that in order to get rid of the enzyme inhibitors, because they don't have a brown skin, and that's kind of a general rule of thumb. If your nuts and seeds have brown, dark skins, you want to soak them so you can get rid of the enzyme inhibitors and then you can digest them better. Cashews, you don't need to do that, and macadamia nuts, they're white. But when you're using them for something like this, I like to soak them because it makes it creamy. And a probiotic, because this is going to be a fermented cheese. And so probiotics, just like the kombucha that Shari was making, is full of probiotics so that I can blend it and it's creamy. So we don't want to put in too much or else it'll get liquidy, it'll get runny. Okay. Put it in the oven. Don't turn the oven on. Put it in the oven. Make sure nobody in your family is going to use the oven. Right. And because that's kind of like a nice warm spot. 24 hours is what I've found. The recipe says 12, but I find it takes longer. And you'll notice when it's finished, it actually kind of gets like almost a crusty film over the top, and it actually kind of starts to smell like fermented. Yeah, like some spices to it. Just mix them in and put it in the fridge, and you've got your cheese. So this is what it ends up like. And there's a few recipes on this that I'll be sending out in the email with different combinations that I found that I really like. This one is for 1 cup of cashew cream, you'd add about a tablespoon to 2 tablespoons of nutritional yeast. This has onion powder, lemon, garlic, salt, dried basil, and dried thyme in it. And then just mix that again. It's a buckwheat base. And we talked a little bit about the buckwheat before, about sprouting it. And so I won't go over that again. But I have 2 cups of sprouted buckwheat here. And this is easier to do in the food processor. Soaked sunflower seeds, and I've already drained these. These were only soaked maybe 4 or 5 hours. Tomatoes that have also been soaked. 2 cloves of garlic, a handful of basil, fresh basil, and I've also got some rosemary here from my garden, so I'm going to add some rosemary to it. Just whatever you have, blend it up, and that's it. And then you put it on the dehydrator sheet, and dehydrate about 8 hours. Flip it over and dehydrate until it's kind of a soft bread. If you want it crunchy, more of a cracker, just leave it longer. I like it